What if the answer to your fading strength, your low energy, your lost connection was something no bigger than a seed? What if the most powerful way to restore blood flow in your body wasn't a drug, wasn't a machine, and wasn't even new, but something that's been in your kitchen this whole time? Tiny. Natural. Forgotten. But ready. I'm Dr. Catherine Rocker. And after over 30 years walking beside men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, men who believed their best days were behind them, I can tell you this. Sometimes the smallest things carry the biggest power. I've seen men who could barely walk to the mailbox regain energy in their legs. I've seen men who hadn't felt present in their own bodies in years reconnect with their partners. Not because of a miracle, but because we gave their blood flow the signal it had been waiting for. And in this conversation, I want to show you 3 of the tiniest but most powerful ways to do that. 3 seeds. Each one carrying nutrients that speak the language of your arteries, your nerves, your manhood. Each one proven to improve circulation naturally without side effects, without prescriptions. So if you've ever felt like your body was slowing down, like something important was slipping away quietly, stay with me. Because these seeds may be small, but what they unlock could bring your life and your identity back into full flow. Let's begin. It rarely happens all at once. No collapse. No headline symptom. Just a slow, quiet slipping away. Maybe your legs feel a little heavier in the morning. Maybe your feet are colder at night. Maybe you stand up and pause not because you're dizzy, but because something in your body doesn't move like it used to. And then, over time, you notice something more private, a certain morning response that's not as strong. Or not there at all. Most men shrug it off. It's just age, it happens to everyone, or worse, they don't talk about it at all. But here's the truth, age isn't the problem. Blood flow is. More specifically, it's what we call endothelial dysfunction, a fancy term that means the inner lining of your blood vessels, the part that tells your arteries to relax and send blood where it's needed, has gone quiet. And when that lining stops working, you don't just lose performance. You lose presence. Blood doesn't move as freely to your legs. So walking gets harder. It doesn't reach your pelvis. So intimacy fades. It slows to your brain. So focus and confidence slip. But the real danger? You still function. You still show up. You just feel less. I had a patient once, his name was Daryl, 68 years old. Still strong on the outside. Retired sheriff. But he looked at me and said, "Doc, I don't feel like I'm in my own body anymore." He wasn't in pain. He wasn't sick. He was just missing something no test could show: flow. That's what circulation really is. It's not just biology. It's the energy of being alive, connected, steady, and grounded in who you are. And the reason so many men suffer in silence is because they wait for something dramatic, a diagnosis, a warning sign, a collapse. But by the time that happens, your blood vessels have already stiffened. Your nerves have already dulled. And the repair takes longer. But here's the good news, you don't need to wait. Because the first crack isn't a sentence. It's a signal. A message from your body saying, "Help me now, and I will respond," and that's where the seeds come in. Tiny, natural tools that repair the cracks before they spread any deeper. And in just a moment, I'll show you how to use them. There's something sacred about a seed. It doesn't shout. It doesn't rush. But inside that tiny shell, there's a blueprint for roots, for strength, for life. And what most men don't realize is this: some seeds don't just grow plants, they grow blood flow. They carry oils that soothe your arteries, minerals that relax your vessels, compounds that speak directly to the part of you that still remembers how to feel strong, stable, and present. I know that may sound too simple, too humble, too ordinary. But so many of the men I've helped over the years, they didn't need extreme diets or complicated supplements. They needed to return to the wisdom of real food. of seed-level medicine. Because when blood flow breaks down, the first thing to restore isn't your performance, it's your foundation. And seeds offer just that. The building blocks of circulation. They bring you the zinc that rebuilds testosterone, the omega-3s that reduce inflammation in small arteries, the magnesium that calms the nerves around your vessels, and the fiber that supports your blood sugar so your pressure stays steady. Seeds don't force your body to change. They remind it how to heal. That's what happened with Leonard, 73 years old. He didn't want pills. Didn't trust trends. He just wanted to feel steady on his feet again, and maybe feel something stir in the mornings that hadn't stirred in years. So we gave him 3 seeds. 1 in the morning. 1 with his meal. 1 before bed. In 3 weeks, Leonard didn't just feel better. He felt back. He said, "Doc, it's like the lights came back on. Not all at once, but room by room. I didn't know food could do that. Neither did I until I saw it happen again and again. And now, I want to show you the 3 seeds I gave him. Each one with a specific job. Each one with a story. Each one small enough to fit in your hand, strong enough to restore your blood flow from the inside out." Let's begin with the first seed, your nighttime vessel healer. Pumpkin seeds, the nighttime vessel healer. Let's start with one of the most overlooked but powerful seeds a man can use after 60. Pumpkin seeds. You've probably walked past them in the grocery store without a second thought. Maybe you tossed them out of a jack-o'-lantern as a kid. But what's inside those little green shells could help restore something you've quietly missed: circulation where it matters. Let me tell you about Don. He's 66. A retired engineer. Precise. Quiet. Came into my office after his wife insisted something wasn't right. He said, "Doc, I'm up 3 times a night to pee. I wake up exhausted. I feel off. But I'm not sick." We ran labs. Everything looked normal. But I've seen this story before hundreds of times. What Don had wasn't just a prostate issue. It was vascular fatigue. And it was interrupting his sleep, his mood, and his mornings. So I gave him something simple: 1 tablespoon of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds every night before bed. He blinked. "That's it?" I nodded. "That's where we begin." Why? Because pumpkin seeds are a vascular multivitamin in disguise. Here's what they deliver. Zinc, vital for testosterone production, helps regulate prostate size, supports nitric oxide, which keeps blood vessels open. Magnesium relaxes the smooth muscle of arteries, lowers nighttime blood pressure, reduces cramps and nighttime restlessness. Phytosterols, natural compounds shown to reduce prostate inflammation, improve urinary flow, support overall hormone balance. Within 1 week, Don reported deeper sleep. By the 3rd week, he said something I'll never forget. "Doc, I didn't think my wife would notice the difference, but she did." He was clearer, calmer, present. And that's what restoring blood flow does. It brings you back. Not just physically, emotionally, relationally. How to use pumpkin seeds. What? 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds when? 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. How? Eat them plain, or mix with a few banana slices or Greek yogurt. Why? To support blood flow, prostate health, and deep overnight recovery. This is a seed that works while you sleep. It doesn't force. It rebuilds. And for many men, it's the first time in years their body gets the minerals it's been quietly missing. So if your nights feel restless, if your mornings feel dry, tired, or disconnected, don't reach for caffeine. Start the night before with pumpkin seeds. Next, we'll move to the seed that helps stabilize circulation first thing in the morning, especially when your body needs to wake up feeling grounded and energized. Let's talk about chia seeds. Chia seeds, the morning circulation stabilizer. Now let's shift to your mornings. Because how your day starts often decides how your blood moves, how your brain functions, and how your energy shows up hour by hour. And one of the most powerful ways to start that healing rhythm comes from a seed so small, You could hold 100 in your palm. Chia seeds. I know, they look like nothing. Tiny, gray, almost weightless. But they are one of nature's most concentrated sources of circulatory support. Let me tell you about David. He was 70. Sharp mind. Former architect. But lately, he said, his mornings felt fuzzy, not sleepy. Just slow. His feet tingled. His hands would cramp while shaving. He'd forget small things like where he set his glasses or what he walked into the kitchen for. He asked me, is this just age, or am I missing something? I asked what he had for breakfast. He said, coffee, sometimes nothing, maybe toast. There it was. He was waking up his mind but not his blood. So I gave him a small challenge. Add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds to your morning routine every day. Why? Because chia seeds are circulation stabilizers. They don't give you a sugar spike. They don't overload your system. They simply nourish your blood vessels with what they need most. DNA. Why chia seeds work. Omega-3 fatty acids reduce inflammation in the inner walls of your arteries. Soluble fiber helps manage blood sugar, easing the pressure on your vessels. Magnesium and calcium support muscle contractions, nerve signals, and steady blood flow, especially helpful if you wake with cramps or tingling in your legs. Hydrophilic nature. When soaked in water, chia seeds absorb up to 12x their weight, creating a gentle internal hydration for your digestive and vascular systems. Within 2 weeks, David was different. He told me, Doc, I don't crash mid-morning anymore. My feet don't tingle when I step out of bed. And I can think clearly by 9 a.m. That's not coincidence. That's blood flow arriving on time. Bowl with spoon. How to use chia seeds. What? 1 tablespoon of chia seeds when? Within 30 minutes of waking. How? Stir into a glass of warm water or herbal tea. Mix into yogurt, smoothies, or overnight oats. Let them soak at least 10 minutes before consuming. They'll form a gel-like texture. Optional. Add cinnamon, lemon, or a few berries for flavor and extra anti-inflammatory support. This isn't a supplement. It's a morning message to your body. We're not just waking up. We're flowing forward, and the more consistent you are, the more steady your energy, memory, and lower body strength will become. Now that your mornings are stabilized, let's talk about the seed that boosts artery flexibility and lowers blood pressure, especially vital for men who feel tight inside without even knowing it. Let's explore flax seeds next. Flax seeds, the artery flexibility booster. Some men tell me, Doc, I don't feel blocked. I just feel tight, like everything inside is under pressure, and they're not wrong. Because over time, the inner lining of your arteries becomes less elastic. Stiff. Inflamed. Like an old garden hose that's been left in the sun for too long. And when arteries stiffen, your heart has to push harder, your blood flow becomes less responsive, and you start feeling it in strange places. A constant tightness in your chest or neck, cold fingers and toes, headaches after standing too fast, trouble getting or keeping an erection even when desire is still there. But there's a way to gently reverse that tightness. Not with pressure, but with one small, golden brown seed. Flax seeds. Let me tell you about Gordon. He was 75. Still active. Still sharp. But his blood pressure was creeping up, and his doctor had started talking about meds. Gordon came to me because he didn't want to medicate away something that felt more like a system breakdown than a disease. So we began with food. More specifically, we began with 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed per day. He added it to his oatmeal. That was it. Seedling. Why flax seeds work. Lignans, natural plant compounds with antioxidant and estrogen balancing effects, help lower arterial inflammation, which improves flexibility. Omega-3 fatty acids, ALA, reduce triglycerides, help prevent plaque buildup, and lower blood pressure. Soluble fiber helps regulate cholesterol and stabilize blood sugar, keeping artery walls from hardening. Potassium and magnesium support arterial dilation, improving circulation to the brain, heart, and pelvis. 3 weeks in, Gordon's blood pressure dropped naturally. No pills, no side effects. But more importantly, he said, "Doc, I feel open again. I'm not holding tension in my chest or jaw anymore. My body, it just feels softer. But stronger, too." That's not weakness. That's vascular flexibility returning. How to use flax seeds? What? 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed, never whole. When? Morning or midday. How? Mix into oatmeal, smoothies, or yogurt. Stir into soups or sprinkle over cooked vegetables. Store in the fridge to preserve oils. Tip: for best absorption, use freshly ground flaxseed or buy pre-ground flax meal. This seed doesn't just move blood, it reshapes the vessel that holds it. Quietly, consistently. And for men who've lived decades under pressure, flax seeds become more than food. They become relief. So now you've met them all. Pumpkin seeds support your nighttime repair. Chia seeds stabilize your morning energy and flow. Flax seeds restore the flexibility your arteries have been silently craving. Each seed on its own is powerful. But together, they create a rhythm, a full circle restoration of the male circulatory system. And in just a moment, I'll show you what begins to happen in 7, 14, and 30 days when you make these part of your rhythm. Most men think change has to be dramatic, painful, fast, immediate. But real healing? It begins quietly. Especially after 60, your body doesn't need to be pushed, it needs to be invited back. And that's exactly what happens when you begin nourishing your circulation with something as gentle as seeds. Each seed sends a different signal: relax, repair, open again, and within just a few days, those signals begin to add up. Seedling: after 7 days, the gentle stirring, it starts small. You might not even realize it at first. Your feet feel a little warmer in the morning, you sleep a little deeper, your brain fog fades faster after waking, the stiffness in your lower back doesn't last as long. Some men tell me they feel more stable, less edgy, as if their body is finally getting a message it's been waiting for. That's not placebo. That's blood flow returning. Rice plant: after 14 days the body responds. Now your body isn't just listening, it's participating. Your energy levels stop crashing mid-morning, your hands and legs feel more coordinated, you wake up and feel something, a spark of presence. A quiet response you haven't felt in years. Some men begin noticing morning erections again. Not every day. Not always full. But there. Like a whisper, "Hey, I'm still here," and that alone is worth everything. Because it's not about performance. It's about possibility. Herb: after 30 days the flow takes root. By now, the shift is undeniable. Men report walking with more ease, feeling more emotionally connected to their partner, responding faster in thought, movement, and intimacy, sleeping through the night, breathing deeper and looking in the mirror without flinching. One man told me, "Doc, I didn't even realize how far I had drifted from myself, but now I feel like I've been invited back into my own body." That's what restoration looks like. Not artificial highs. Not short-term fixes. But real, cellular repair made possible by consistency and care. And it all began with 3 seeds. 1 in the morning. 1 during the day. 1 before bed. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. And stay steady. Because when blood flow returns, so does energy, desire, memory, and confidence. And the best part? You didn't fight your body to get here. You fed it. Coming up next, we'll go even deeper into the emotional truth behind circulation. Because blood isn't just a physical thing. It's your identity. And when it flows again, so do you. By now, you may have realized, this isn't just about blood flow. Not really. Because when circulation fades, it's not just your body that slows, it's your sense of self. You don't walk quite the same. You don't speak with the same certainty. You don't reach out to your partner the way you used to. And sometimes, you catch yourself avoiding the mirror, or the softness in your wife's voice, because something inside says, "I'm not the man I was. But I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. You are simply undernourished." And not just physically, emotionally. That feeling of fading, of becoming less visible, less alive, less vital, it's not your fault. It's the slow erosion of belief, one small moment at a time. But here's what no one ever tells you, healing happens the same way. Small things. Small moments. Small choices. One seed. One meal. One walk. One morning of saying, I will take care of myself today. I had a patient, Emil, 74 years old. Tough, quiet. Didn't believe in health stuff, as he called it. But he gave me 30 days. And he gave 3 seeds a chance. At his next appointment, he didn't talk about his energy. He didn't talk about his erections. He said one sentence, Doc, I feel like I matter again, and isn't that the heart of it all? You don't want perfection. You want presence. To feel steady when you stand. To feel proud when you look in the mirror. To feel like you're still leading your life, not just enduring it. And yes, that kind of restoration can begin with something as small as a seed. Because seeds don't just grow plants. They grow rhythm. They grow hope. They grow the quiet message your body has been waiting for. It's okay to heal. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are simply ready to begin again. And the next part of this journey starts with one honest, loving step, tomorrow morning. The final part of this journey will tie everything together. Because it's not enough to know what to do, you need a reason to start. Next, we'll close with a simple message: choose one seed. Give your body one act of care. And watch what returns. If you've made it this far, then I know one thing for certain: you still care. You care about your body. You care about your energy. You care about your role as a man, not in the way the world defines it, but in the way you feel it inside. And if there's one truth I've seen over and over again in the lives of men over 60, it's this: change begins with something small. Always. Not with a big dramatic diet. Not with a prescription. Not with guilt. But with a quiet, honest moment when you reach for something nourishing instead of something numbing. So here's my invitation to you: choose one seed. That's it. 1. Tomorrow morning, will it be chia? Will you stir it into warm water and begin your day steady? Will it be flax? Sprinkled into oatmeal, softening the arteries you didn't know had hardened? Or pumpkin, a handful before bed, reminding your vessels to rest and restore? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to begin. Because the moment you choose to reseed your circulation, you're doing more than feeding your body, you're sending a message to your entire system: we're not declining. We're rebuilding. I've watched men reclaim their balance. Reconnect with their wives. Sleep through the night. Laugh louder. Walk taller. Not because they chased youth, but because they finally gave their blood a reason to flow again. You deserve that too. So tell me, which seed will you start with? Leave a comment below. I read every single one. Your decision might just inspire another man to take his first step too. Because this isn't about seeds. It's about you. And the quiet truth is, you're not too late. You're just getting started.